Hello to the newbies, welcome back to the veterans. It is time for Ted to talk boxing. Josh Warrington, the Leeds Warrior. I think he showed a little bit too much warrior in his last fight. That's what got him into trouble. He can fight a lot smarter than that. What was the main culprit in his first loss as a professional? We know Mauricio Lara played a big part. We know he's pretty good. Awkward, real big power puncher. But Josh Warrington willingly played into his strengths. He fought with a desire to impress, not with the top priority just being to win at all costs. I have seen Josh Warrington approach fights a lot smarter than that, like he did against Lee Selby, choosing his moments to engage, jabbing a lot more. He has the footwork, the speed, and the smarts when he uses them to defeat Lara in a rematch. Maybe not take the rematch right away, particularly because we're hearing he's got a perforated eardrum, a fractured jaw, and a problem with his shoulder. But he should make it a priority in the future. It's something that could affect him if he doesn't in future fights. It's not always good just trying to get away from something. If he encounters a similar crisis against a different opponent, he might not know what to do. And I think that was a little bit of a problem with Amir Khan's career, a guy who never avenged any of his defeats. When he was presented with similar crises, he didn't know what to do. He ran into mid-range, he got hit with the hooks, he hurried to get off the floor when he was hurt. He never learned, and I think, yeah, maybe Amir Khan just didn't have great ring IQ. I would partly agree with you. But the best way to learn, and a lot of people agree with this, is just to be forced and put in the exact same situation. Gun to your head type scenario, sink or swim. Difference with Amir Khan, he had a unique Asian following. He was always remembered as a bit of a golden boy, even though he won silver in the Athens 2004 Olympics. He always had these unique selling points that even when he did lose, it didn't really affect his marketability. Josh Warrington doesn't have that outside the leads. If there's one thing people like as much as an underdog story in boxing, it's a comeback story. Josh Warrington, I'm sure the team, if they look back at what happened here, they can really see where they went wrong. We now know that Mauricio Lara is not a bum. He's got a few little tricks of his own. He can thread in unusual punches. He's not just a slugger. But knowing that, that should be the fuel to enter a rematch with a lot more respect and a much higher chance of winning. A lot of people didn't think a lot of Josh Warrington anyway. Now that he's been knocked out in such a brutal way, a lot of people are going to forget about him. You need to re-establish respect with the public. Rise up. Show the talent you do have, your boxing ability. The great Willie Pep, who is often at the top of the featherweights in all-time rankings, he got absolutely murdered against the very great Sandy Sadler. This was more dominant than Lara against Warrington. He got smashed in 4 rounds. The reason Willie Pep is remembered as so great is because he came back in a rematch and won an incredible 15 rounds. He was put in that gun to your head type of situation. What are you going to do? Sink or swim? No, Josh Warrington is not Willie Pep. But then Mauricio Lara is not Sandy Sadler either. He can do this. Maybe not right away, but he should make it a priority. If he wants to get back on that trajectory that he was on before this loss, of being right in the mix with the top featherweights of the world, then the rematch should be a priority.